invitada súper especial que aceptó, cuando yo le sugerí que si quería hacer una entrevista, aceptó. Entonces yo, bueno, muy realizada y muy agradecida porque es alguien a quien admiro desde que mi hermana Gabriela me introdujo con la música de las Gogos en los 80s, y yo creo que no había ni siquiera CDs, eran cassettes. He cantado sus canciones, primero con las Gogos, ya después en su carrera como solista. Es una persona que además de que es guapísima, es súper talentosa e inspira a las mujeres porque siempre sale adelante, sigue adelante. Me encanta su estilo, tiene la mejor voz, la mejor actitud. Se llama Belinda Carlisle, vocalista de las Gogos, famosa cantante, hermosa mujer, fashion icon, icon de todo. Y entonces, gracias por los mensajes que me han dicho que le pregunte, ya los apunté, los voy a preguntar, y los que quieran también hacerlo por acá, yo con mucho gusto los voy a leer. Oh, hi, Belinda.
Hi, Luisa. There's something a problem with my sound, so you're going to have to yell because I'm a little bit deaf.
Well, we can yell, no matter. Nothing is the matter. I'm so grateful that you're here, that you accepted my invitation for the Instagram Live, and it's my honor that you are here with us to chat. So many exciting things going on with you in your life, in your professional life. I have to say that I'm very happy. I'm very honored that you and your husband are spending some time in Mexico City. We love having you here whenever you are, and tell us about your experience with the culture, with the people, with the city.
Well, I think it's my, we travel quite a bit, but we're here all the time. So I think it's my favorite place in the world right now.
Wow.
And between the restaurants, which are amazing, as you know, and just the architecture, the arts, the vibe, the culture, the just everything. The people are so nice and warm, and I don't know, we just love it, and I never want to leave.
Well,
actually,
we never want you to leave. And so many people started asking me that when are you doing a concert in Mexico, because they found out that you did one in Cancun.
Right.
So people are waiting.
Well, I mean, I was supposed to do a show at the Lunario.
I know.
I think back about 5 or 6 months ago. And because I was doing a festival also in the country, and that fell apart, of course, because of COVID. And so the whole thing sort of fell apart. So I did Cancun in November, and that was a festival. So I don't know. I mean, I really want to, and I'm sure it'll happen this year sometime.
Oh, well, so there's good news, and there's hope that sometime soon you will do a concert or many concerts.
Yes, exactly. I hope so. I mean, I've made a lot of friends here who, asked me quite a bit. So I'm hoping sometime this year. I had plans to slow down, and I don't like to use the word retire because it sounds negative.
No.
But, I wanted to slow down quite a bit. And then it's like the universe said, and all these amazing things kind of dropped in my lap, including a new single out at the end of February that was written by Diane Warren. Another single that's released next week it's a song for this movie that's coming out, 80 for Brady. So it's a song with Dolly Parton and Cyndi Lauper and Gloria Estefan, Debbie Harry. So I have that coming out. So there's been a lot of really good, fun stuff that's come up for me. And this year has been very, very busy so far. And I mean, I'm just leaving at the end of next week for the UK, where I have a tour. So I mean, it's not bad for somebody who's been doing it for as long as I have.
Excuse me, it's very exciting, and we love that you're doing so many things. I know that your song with Dolly Parton and with Gloria Estefan and all of these great women is coming out next week. Yeah. But you just came back from the inauguration of the Colorado governor.
Tell us
Yes.
about that. You
Yes,
were the special guest, and wow.
Yeah. Well, last week I played at the inaugural ball for Jared Polis, who is the governor of Colorado. And it was such an honor. I think he's an amazing politician. And I don't like politicians at all normally. I just can't stand them. But he's probably one of the only ones that I think is honest, decent, and common sense. And
Wow.
I hope he runs for president. I think he'd make an amazing president.
Wow.
But he's actually the first openly gay governor that was elected in the United States.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's major.
It is major. And so I played with, did this show with them, They Might Be Giants, and with Carly Rae Jepsen last week. And it was just a really joyous event. I got to go to the governor's mansion and you know, met his family and
Wow.
friends, and it was amazing. I've never done anything like that before, so it was a first in my very long career that I've had.
Wow. Tell us how many years have you been going on in this career, successful career? Because you were the founder of the Go-Go's, and you got in the 80s, and then you tell us about the induction to the Hall of Fame, because that's major too.
Yeah. Well, we started in 1978. Anybody who doesn't know out there that's listening, we put ourselves together, we taught ourselves, and it was quite a feat for us to, against all odds, to succeed. So, you know, before that I was in a couple other punk bands, but yes, the Go-Go's were inducted in 2021, and it was, I never really expected it because we had been eligible for 25 years.
Wow.
But there was a documentary that came out on the band, and it told the story that nobody really knew. And I think people had a new respect for the band because they had no idea that we put ourselves together. So, yeah, it was probably one of the most amazing nights of my life.
Wow.
Singing and having, like, you know, Jay-Z in front of you and all these, you know, these people musicians that you admire. And it was very emotional. Drew Barrymore gave us the induction, and it was kind of the pinnacle, and it cemented the legacy of the band. I mean, there's no honor much bigger than that. So, anyway, it was great. It was amazing.
It was quite moving, the introduction that Drew Barrymore gave you, because the words that she said, that the way she loved you ever since that she found out about the Go-Go's, and even her with putting her cream and the towel and everything. She's such an amazing person, and I loved the way that she introduced you. My English starts getting like this when I'm nervous, so maybe I'm nervous.
I'm learning Spanish, so next time I'll be able to do it in Spanish.
Great,
so, okay.
Great, thank you. Why barefoot when performing?
I'm sorry?
Why barefoot when performing?
When am I going to perform?
No, why barefoot? You know, sometimes you wear these like flat shoes.
Oh, why do I go barefoot? I'm sorry about me moving around. The thing collapsed. Anyway, it was kind of just a disaster here. It's hard for me to sing and wear shoes at the same time for some reason. I just, you know, when I'm on stage, it's just, I feel, I don't know, it's like a sense of freedom almost. And so I just want to kick off my shoes, and I just find it much more comfortable for me to sing barefoot. I mean, sometimes I wear shoes, and I wore heels actually at our Animal People Alliance Christmas party, little tiny heels. But yeah, it's just like a freedom thing for me.
We want to be comfortable.
Exactly.
No?
And for me, being on stage and you know, I've made a little bit more effort, I guess, in the past few years. But for me, it was always about comfort. That's number one.
Well,
so if I'm not comfortable, you know, it's not going to be a good show. So yeah, so my clothes have always been about comfort.
It's important.
And I have a friend that makes really amazing clothes. So since she knows my taste.
She knows your taste, and you always look amazing on stage. But I saw you recently in Los Angeles. Thank you for having us there. And the joy that you inspire and the joy that you are living on stage really connects the audience with that joy, and everybody gets excited, and everybody starts singing and dancing the whole night. So it's something contagious. So
Yeah,
wow.
it's always for me. It's been in all the years that I've done this, it's like an energy exchange. So you're as good as your audience, really, and that, and sometimes, most of the time it's great. And of course you have little, occasionally you have, a dud, but yeah, the show is and I'm only as good as my audience that I have. Yeah.
Well, your audience loves you. What is your favorite solo album in your catalog? That is a very good question, Chris.
Yeah. I can say right away, Runaway Horse. Well, yeah, Runaway Horses is probably between Runaway Horses and Real. Real was my, I think I've made so many. I think it's 4th or 5th solo album, and it's when I co-wrote and co-produced myself. So it's a labor of, I don't know, it's a lot of heart in that. But I think Runaway Horses is a really, it has so many great songs. Summer Rain is my favorite song that I've recorded and I get to perform live. And that album, I don't know, it has, there's a feel to it. I mean, I'm really lucky that I've worked with the best songwriters in the world. And on that album, you have Rick Knowles, who wrote Heaven, Ellen Shipley, Maria Vidal, who wrote Summer Rain, Robbie Seidman, Diane Warren. So, it's in the production. It's a great album.
Okay. So tell us about your new Diane Warren LP, written songs by.
Well, that was like totally, well, actually, it was funny because it's because of my son. He ran into Diane at Starbucks, and she said, "What is your mom doing? Let's call her." So she said, "I have some hits for you.
Wow.
Come to the studio." And I thought, oh my God, do I really want to do this? Because it's a big commitment, to do something like that. And I never like to do things half-assed. So I went to the studio. The songs were unbelievable. And I said, okay, so I committed to it. And we recorded, it's a 5-song EP, and it's coming out in spring. And the first single from it is Big, Big Love. And it's just a really good pop song. And I think the world needs kind of uplifting pop songs right now. And so and it's really, really good. It's really inspiring. It's an amazing, Diane is she's so prolific. And I knew Diane when she had a little tiny office in a building on Sunset Boulevard, just a piano and stacks of cassette tapes. And now she owns the building, and she built a building around the corner. So, and she has studios on every floor. So it's the songs sound like me, and
uplifting. The world.
Yeah,
is uplifting.
I think the world needs this kind of music right now, like pop music. So we'll see what happens, and no matter what, I'm really, really proud to have been able to sing the songs, and because they're so good.
Well, I'm so happy. I'm so happy as a fan to get to hear it and to get to dance it, because your songs are always inspiring and uplifting and happy, and they bring joy, which we need. We all need so much joy.
Yes, exactly. Definitely. No, I'm excited. So yeah, I start doing promotion in a couple of weeks for it, and when I'm in the UK, and we'll see what happens.
We know what will happen, but thank you for saying what happens.
We'll see.
They're even asking about your sunglasses. I tell you that everybody says, "Oh, the Belinda style sunglasses." So you're famous for your look.
Well, I needed them today because I woke up with really swollen eyes. I don't know why. So I thought, well, I just have a drawer full of cool sunglasses. So I have no idea where these are from. but my friend gave them to me, and
So cool.
they're actually really good.
So cool. Okay. And when are you coming to Australia? Because they also wanted to know that.
Well, actually, yeah, I'm definitely coming to Australia this time. It's been canceled twice because of COVID and border stuff. So I'm going to be in doing a 3-week tour in Australia in November. And yeah, the Australian audiences have always been very good to me. So I'm excited about that.
Okay, so that's exciting too. Tell us about how did you feel doing 2 videos? Because I understand that you just filmed 2 videos, right?
Yeah.
After how many years? So how did that feel?
Weird. I think the last time I did a video was for A Woman and a Man, which was out in 1997. So it's probably that long.
Wow.
So it's 25 years.
20.
And not 1, but 2. The for Big Big Love, which is the first single off of the EP. And then for the song with Dolly and the Girls. So yeah, I mean, it was weird because I hadn't done that for such a long time, and I really didn't expect to do it. So
Wow.
But it was you know, it was fun because when I used to do videos all the time back in the day, after, you know, it was never my favorite thing to do, but because there had been such a long time, it was actually really exciting. I was excited the night before the Big Big Love video, and I couldn't sleep. So I was like,
course.
You know,
And you get to wear amazing clothes and beautiful looks created by your friends. So that's exciting.
Exactly.
No? With who do you want to make a duo?
With who? Who in Mexico?
Who in Mexico, or I don't know who, because somebody also mentioned Natalie Lafourcade, who is an amazing Mexican singer. That would be so fun too, but you get to say.
Yeah, I have never even thought about that. I'll tell you, I went to go see who I thought was really good. I thought, oh, that might be good, is Emmanuel. I saw him at the arena over here about a year ago, and I thought it was a really good show, and he had great songs. And even though I didn't understand most of the lyrics, I thought it was amazing. So that's who comes up at the top of my head, I guess.
Okay. So
album.
An album sung in French, right?
Right. So the French album, I said it was 2001, right? Yeah, no, 2005 I worked on it. It came out in 2007. I speak French.
Wow.
So it was in the early days of sobriety I recorded that. So it kept me sober in those early days. And it was the first time that I got to work from the heart instead of being on a treadmill of, you know, a big record company, corporation. So I got to do pretty much anything I wanted. So it's, you know, from living in France, I really fell in love with French pop and a lot of the French artists. So the album is called Voila, and it's an album of French covers, like iconic French figures like Serge Gainsbourg and Léo Ferré and Edith Piaf. So they're songs that were done by like big French artists. So it might be kind of you know, not that exciting for a French audience, although it got a lot of critical acclaim and all over the world, but it wasn't really a commercial success. But for me, it's an album that's very dear to me.
Perfect. Those we love to do, no? Rewarding.
Oh yeah, I mean those are the best kind of. I mean, I don't know. You know, I always said after Voila, and I made an album of mantras. Because I chant every day. I chant in Gurmukhi or Hindu script. So I thought I'd make an album of chants. So between the French album and my Wilder Shores, my chanting album, I just thought I will only want to do things that I really love to do. I can't just sing an English-speaking pop song because people want to hear it. I have to love it. And that's why the whole thing with Diane is so surprising, because I love the songs. So but that was an experience, first time off of being on the corporate treadmill, of having to turn them out every 2 years, and you know, it's a lot. So, but now we're, you know, being older and being able to work in the way that comes from here, the heart. That's the only way I'll ever be able to work. You know, I don't care what it is. If people hear it or not, it's great if they like it, but I have to like it first, you know.
Well, that shows. I also love the mantra. I love the song. I don't know if this is in the mantra album, but I love the song that you're wearing a white, beautiful embroidered like tunic.
Yeah.
Love perfect. That song.
Yeah. Well, it's white. There's a reason why they wear white, and they wear something to cover the heads, because if you believe in like sort of everything's energy, it reflects bad energy or deflects bad energy. And you know, when you do yoga, that kind of yoga, you're always supposed to cover your head. So whenever I have a daily Kundalini practice. Wow. Daily.
How is the album with Gabe Lopez coming along?
Oh God, that too. I have another album. I forgot.
Oh.
It's an album that's coming, that we started before the pandemic, and I'm gonna try to finish it sometime this year. So it'll be out for next year. But I mean, it was gonna be out this year, but then all this other stuff happened. Okay. So yeah, it'll be out sometime next year, and it's called Once Upon a Time in California, and everything's ready, the artwork and everything except the songs. So I got to finish the songs.
I also love the one, the Mad About You.
Oh, Mad About You is, that's, well, my husband, he's in, it was the very first video that I made after I left the Go-Go's. So needed a love interest, of course. So Morgan, my husband, stepped in. He's actually the love interest in Mad About You and in Heaven. So yeah, that was that you know, those videos have a certain energy to them, and they're dear, very dear to me, and dear to a lot of people, I think.
I know. You tell me a bit about your favorite places in Mexico City.
I love the okay, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this right. The Anahuacalli Museum.
Anahuacalli.
Is that the right pronunciation?
It's beautiful.
I've been to that museum twice, and I swear it's alive. It's so, I don't know what's going on there, but it's all that Diego Rivera's pre-Columbian art collection, and it's alive. That's all I have to say. And it's the most beautiful, I think it's one of the most beautiful museums I've ever been to.
Wow, thank you.
And I remember, of course, you've been there. But I just thought the way that it was built and the way that it's laid out, and I never really cared for pre-Columbian art, but I've learned to like it. And I not even like it, I love it. So I'm so mad at myself, because back in the day I had a friend that dealt in pre-Columbian art when it was a lot cheaper. But yeah, but I didn't get anything. But now I love it. I love it, love it, love it. That's my favorite place. I mean, every restaurant. I mean, you can't go wrong with the food. But I think, and I like Chapultepec Park, and that's like, it's my, you know, it's amazing. It's magic. So I think those are my two favorite places in the city.
Thank you for sharing.
And I love talking to you, Luisa. Of course.
Well, thank you for talking to me and to everybody. That look how many questions, and look how many compliments, and look how many beautiful things that they are telling you. Belinda is a Brigitte Bardot fan. Favorite movie from Bardot?
The favorite movie?
From Brigitte Bardot.
Oh, God. Where is it? Le Mépris. Do you see I have a poster of Brigitte Bardot behind me? Is that why? So you see, you can't really see. You can see the outline. And God Created Woman, I think, is really amazing. And I mean, I think she, out of all the actresses, is probably, I think, the most beautiful.
She is very beautiful. Yeah. And the hair and the makeup, everything.
Perfect.
Somebody's saying somebody saying that you were his first crush back in 1983. So many beautiful things, and I wish that they would stay on so you could get to read them. But I want to thank you for your time. I don't want
Louise,
to
thank you.
entertain you anymore, but I want the promise that you will be back.
I
to
will be
talk to us.
back, and I'm going to have it. I'm going to be more. I'll have it all set up perfectly.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your trust. And thank you for sharing so amazing things that are happening for you with your audience that love you.
Oh, thank you, Louisa. Thank you. And it was really nice talking to you. And I'll definitely let's do it again. It'll be fun.
Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody that connected today. Thank you, Belinda. Say hi to Mr. Mason.
I will.
And we're so happy with you and everything that's going great for you.
Thank you so much. It was, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
See you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.